Hey guys, welcome back to Container Crops, the Scaredy Cat Gardener. We are inside today and you know what that means. We're talking about preserving something, long-term storage, survival food, something along that nature. And today it's all about eggs, guys. I have 24 eggs here and I'm going to show you how to preserve eggs the easy, simple, fast, quick way so that you'll have eggs whenever you need them.
Show off your fantasy reality, whoa, that's yours, but I'll keep doing mine. You'll be living your good life, catch a glimpse from the outside all the time.
Okay, we are back now. For those of you all who have chickens, you know there is nothing better than a farm fresh egg. They are amazing. I do not have any chickens. However, I have been around chickens in my lifetime. And the one thing that I do know about chickens, they're not going to produce for 365 days out of the year. Probably somewhere about 2/3 of the year they're going to produce. And it's going to depend on your hens, what they're laying. A typical chicken lays 1 egg a day. Now you might find some younger ones that have energy and they may lay more than 1 a day, maybe 2, but it takes a whole cycle of 24 to 20, 24, 25, 26 hours for a chicken to lay an egg, okay? So during the season where your chickens are laying multiple eggs, you're bringing in a dozen eggs or more, on good days, you've got a lot of eggs. You need to preserve those so when it's time for the chickens to take a break, you can still have eggs, especially if you bake and cook alike like I do. I'm always using eggs. Just for breakfast, we eat about 3 eggs a day right there. Now, I don't have chickens and you may not have any either, and that's okay because these eggs right here that I have are store-bought eggs and we can preserve those the exact same way. I went into the store the other day and I saw on another channel that eggs were running almost $3 for a dozen. These eggs were almost $2 a dozen. The price is going to go up and they didn't have that many eggs in the store. So if I went and I needed to bake something or make something and they had no eggs, I'd be up a creek without a paddle. So let's go ahead and get into it so you can start preserving your eggs on a regular basis. And I have preserved. Okay, the obvious is the obvious. You're going to need eggs. Whether they're fresh farm or store-bought, you're going to need eggs. So the next thing you're going to need is muffin tins, okay? You can use any muffin tins. Now I have 2 here that will hold a couple of dozen eggs. So I'm good with that, each one. And you're going to need the same things that you would cook for cupcakes, cupcake holders. These are just paper cupcake holder liners. These are perfect. You can also use the silicone. That way, if you have silicone, you can keep preserving. You don't have to keep buying these. I don't have any silicones right now, but I do have some ordered because I keep doing this. So I'm like, why am I buying these when I can just get the silicones and wash them out? So you just want to put these into your tin muffin pan, your muffin pans, just like this. Now, if you do not have muffin pans like this, what you can take is a regular like 9x10 or a larger baking dish of any kind and put your paper liners in there next to each other just so that they will stand up a little bit. This is perfect because it holds them in place. So what we're going to do is just go ahead and fill these up. I'm going to put 1 in each hole and I'll be right back. So what we're going to do now is crack each egg into 1 muffin tin. Just each egg, crack it open. Drop it down in there. Make sure you don't have any shell. If you do, take it out. Put your shell to the side. And you just want to do that for each muffin tin. What we're going to do after we have this filled is freeze them. Sit them somewhere flat in your freezer. And you're going to at least freeze them for about 5 to 6 hours. Depending on your freezer. If you have a sub-zero freezer or it freezes fast, you may can get away with it a little sooner than that. So I'm going to finish cracking these in here. And we'll be right back. Okay, so this is what your tray should look like going into the freezer. Just make sure you sit them somewhere flat. And you know what I always say, waste not, want not. So these egg shells will go to the garden. They will be ground down and they will go to the garden. So you're using all of it. Now I have one here that has already been frozen, and I took it out of my larger bag. You will need a couple of Ziploc bags because you'll need to write on them the date, the time, and that's how you will eventually store them, which we will show you as we come back. Oh, but it's starting to unthaw. As you can see there, it's dripping a little bit. And this is what it looks like when it comes out of being frozen. And I am going to let this thaw up while we freeze these, and then I'm going to show you how well they cook up. Okay, so we'll be back when they're all frozen. Okay guys, we are back, and it is actually the next day because I got busy, so I didn't go back to get them, but they're fine. This is what they look like when they come out of the freezer. They're just frozen, and this right here is the egg that I actually set out and left in my refrigerator yesterday. So you can see, I'm going to bring you guys up closer, and we're going to cook this and taste it so you can see. Now I have frozen eggs, oh my God, for years now. Pretty much around Easter time here, where at least where I'm located, around Easter time, before and after Easter, eggs are absolutely on sale. I mean, sometimes I've gotten them two for $1. And so I tend to buy them up at that time and freeze them. We go through a lot of eggs on a typical day, a typical morning. Just for breakfast, it's at least 3 eggs that I kind of scramble up for myself and my husband. And I bake a lot, I cook a lot, so I'm always incorporating an egg in a dish or in a meal. So what I tend to do is freeze as many as I can, and I go in it periodically if I can't get to the store, or the store doesn't have what I want, or I go in there and I'm like, oh my God, I need 6 eggs, I have 4. Boom, go right to my freezer and I have eggs. So I always try to rotate them as well, but I have had eggs up to about 2 years, 2.5 years. They were still good. They tasted fantastic. Now, you're going to need a marker because you're going to put them in a Ziploc plastic bag. Now, you can put them in probably in a Mylar bag or whatever you want to put them in to seal them up. Mine don't stay around long enough for me to do anything more specific than a Ziploc bag. And guys, if you're new to the channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. Make sure you turn on that notification bell. I am going to be uploading another video about storing eggs and preserving eggs, and another easy, quick method that some of you all may prefer that I do as well. That'll be coming up probably in the next week or so. So I'm just going to write the date on here. Obviously, it's eggs. But I tend to write the word eggs on it anyway, because what if I'm not the one going in the bag? What if 2 years goes by and someone else is getting it out, you know, and not me? And they're like, what in the world are these things in here? So this is 5/4/2022, and these are eggs. That's it. Real simple, nothing fancy. So let's see here. As you can see, I'm lifting it out. They come right out. They come right out. And the paper typically peels right off. Peels right off, just like that. Just like that. Real easy, real simple. Real easy, real simple. Now, I should have opened my bag first. Then I just sit them in here. Kind of line them up so they can lay flat in the freezer. And I just continue until they're all out. So I'm going to get these all out and bring you guys up to the stove. Okay, I will probably freeze another dozen in the next day or so and go ahead and fill this bag up too. But when you zip them up, make sure you get as much air as you can out of your bag. And then zip them up. And you are good to go. No food shortages here. Okay. Okay, so we're going to go over to the stove, but this is the egg. And as you can see, the yolk is still a little frozen. Turn it over. You can see what it looks like. I guess this egg has been in there for probably for about 6 months. And so you just want to go ahead and beat it real well together, just like you would any other egg. Make sure you get that beaten. I should have my whisk, but I don't. Just make sure you get it well combined and get that yolk beat up really good so you won't have white and yellow in there. And I'm going to go ahead and put my little seasonings in there so I can beat those in there too. And I'm going to grab my small whisk as well. So I'll be right back. Okay, we're at the stove now. I'm going to put me a pat of butter in there and just a tad bit of olive oil because that's the way I always cook my eggs when I'm scrambling them. Had my whisk, so I had an opportunity to beat it up a little bit better. So it's now well incorporated with the white, I hope. Okay, I'm going to give this a chance to heat up and we'll be right back. Okay, we should be hot enough. Make sure you give it another good stir there. Look how beautiful and fluffy this is coming out. Guys, freeze your eggs, freeze your eggs. And like I said, I'm going to come on and show you another quick, easy way. It's always good to have more than one way to do something. Look at that. Beautifully. Okay, we're going to go ahead and taste it. Okay, take a look, take a look. It smells delicious. Oh my goodness. A little hot. Tastes like a regular old egg to me, as they always do. I am satisfied. So if you see eggs on sale, if you don't have chickens, and you see eggs on sale, grab them up, grab them up. If you have coupons for eggs, grab them up. Guys, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me today in the kitchen. We've got to learn how to preserve too. So I'm going to be doing a lot of preserving videos and a lot of different cooking videos on things that will last us and get us through should we need it. If you all got anything out of this video, do me a favor and share it out. I'm pretty sure a lot of people may not know that they can freeze their eggs. Well, not their eggs, but their cooking eggs. This is really good. And if you got anything out of it, there's a thanks button right below this video. Just another way to say thank you. Okay, guys, remember, anywhere you can sit a pot, you can grow a plant. And I'll see you on the trail.
You'll be living your good life. Catch a glimpse from the outside all the time.